I found my ideal type, not expecting to. Like, we had good conversation. He was really funny. He was very attractive. I liked his haircut. He was 6 foot tall. We had a lot in common, a lot of goals, a lot of dreams. Like, the YouTube thing, the travel thing. We were the same age. He was a Virgo. Y'all know I love my Virgos. Lesson 3, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, y'all can see my face is still swollen from that surgery I got less than 2 weeks ago. So I'm trying to contour my face with my hair a little bit. My cheeks are still swollen, bear with me. So I realized it's been quite a while since I gave you guys a story time video, so that's what we're going to do today. This is going to be about that time that I got like reverse catfish and friend zoned in Korea. This just happened in March, so it's a fresh wound, but a story I will tell y'all nonetheless. But before we get into today's video, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Now, you guys know, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that Skillshare is an online learning community. It's how I've been getting better with my conversational Korean. I've been trying to experiment more with the videos about videography and photography, cinematography, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a really good place online where people can kind of just study in their own time and like, I want to get into writing. There's a class for that. I want to practice cooking. There's several classes for that. And if you're on my channel, chances are you're interested in Korea. All things Korean language, Korean culture, and there are many classes for that. And the cool thing is the first 1,000 subscribers gets access to a free premium trial on Skillshare. I started using it last year and I'm still using it. Why not try to be productive and try to tone up and hone up on some skills that I want to practice at, especially in the world of YouTube, travel, language, all that good stuff. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below, and I hope you guys will check it out because it's helped me, so I'm sure it'll help y'all too. Now for this video, it's a good old story time. Back in March, now I made like a big point to talk to you guys about how, oh, when I'm back in Korea, I want to meet Korean people. I want to, you see Artemis, he wants to get out. So I told you guys that, you know, when I'm in Korea, I wanted to practice the Korean language. I want to meet Korean people, and especially since I spent 5 months in Korea, in Seoul, not working, so I had a ton of free time. So I was on Bumble, BFF, Bumble Date, Tinder. I don't even bother with Tinder in Korea anymore, to be completely honest. Met my ex there. That was a 1 in a billion chance. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, based on his picture, like, I tend to swipe on anyone who speaks English or who mentioned that like they grew up abroad, studied abroad, lived abroad, whatever. And I'm like, okay, you know, there's a good chance we'll probably be friends at some point. So guys, girls, Bumble, BFF, Bumble Date, it's a pretty good, it has its pros and cons in Korea. So I swiped on this guy, got, you know, description in English, talks about how he grew up in the States. I was like, okay, cool. And you know, I didn't see anything like special or memorable about his picture. Like, I just thought, okay, you know, he all right. I wasn't attracted to him from his picture. He didn't really have much by way of the bio, just mentioned that he was trying to be a YouTuber, a model, and like he grew up abroad or whatever, something like that. So I clicked it, we matched. You know, Bumble, you girls make the first move. So I said, hey, what's up? He responded. He didn't seem too, you know, social, which I was like, all right, cool. So he just suggested that we meet up and talk in person. I was like, okay, you know what, why not? Because we ended up meeting up on the Friday that I went to the CDU clinic for the first time and got filler done. It was a little awkward, but I was a little bruised under my eyes from the injection and around my mouth a little bit. But again, I didn't see him that way, so I wasn't really trying to be all cute or nothing. I was very just comfortable and casual, had a long day of vlogging, and I was at CDU. So yeah, we met up in Itaewon at this vegan place. The name of the place escapes me, but I'll put it here. And you know, I'm just like, hey, I'm here, looking around, and I don't see anyone who looks remotely like him in his pictures. So I was just like, what? He's like, I'm here too. And I'm like, where are you? And I get a tap and I was just like, for one, he was taller than I expected, which in Korea, you know, people do exaggerate with their height a bit. And not for nothing, but on average in Korea, I tend to expect guys to be a little bit closer to my height. I'm like 5'4", 164 centimeters. I'm usually expecting guys to be a little taller than me, but like in the States, for example, I expect most guys to be taller than me. In Korea, not so much. So I was just like, okay. He was a Virgo too. Y'all know I love my Virgos. Conversation was really easy. Even though it was a Friday night, it wasn't a long wait to get into the restaurant to eat. And we just started talking about everything. Politics, culture, language, food, music. Conversation flowed so easy, and I was like, oh my god, we're getting along so great. I feel like the weekend is Save Your Tears because my face is still so swollen. I saw you dancing in a crowded room. You look so happy when I'm not with you. I'm gonna be self-conscious about that this whole video, I'm sorry. Anyway, so we started talking about how he said he had more black friends in the States, because it's funny, it seems like it's really common in Korea for like parents to send their kid to study abroad by themselves. I mean, I get like, you know, a semester or two abroad in another country, but like he grew up in America by himself. Like his parents stayed in Korea, he grew up in the States. And he was saying how he first got there, didn't really speak English that well, and he became really close with his black family. He said black people were a lot more like welcoming and friendly to him, so he always like linked more and connected more with black people. So we started talking about that, and then he told me about this story where like the cops were looking for a description and his friend matched the description. So like the cops pulled him over, it was about to be a whole thing. He's like, yo, calm down. And he was just, you could see like how angry he got by that he really understood this annoying struggle, this annoying thing that tends to happen to black people. So I was just like yeah, like we were vibing so well. And then for me, like I kind of knew it was too well. I was like, there's no way he likes me. Like reverse catfish is a thing, man. Like he looked way better in person than in his pictures. Like I wasn't, like I said, okay. You guys know, well, I hope you guys know, I don't live in Korea anymore. I lived there from 2017 to 2019, and every now and then I just go and visit periodically. So I was only there for what was supposed to be 2 months. Like I was planning to leave after my birthday, but my friend Bria I wanted to take a trip to somewhere in Korea, and her vacation wasn't until the end of May. So I was like, okay, I'll stay, even though my birthday was in April and that's when I was gonna leave. So I ended up staying for 5 months instead of like the 2 or 3 that I was planning. But yeah, I'm not looking to date in Korea because I don't live in Korea anymore. So I wasn't really looking to date him or anything like that, but it just, sparks flew. For me, it was a one-way spark street, and I felt the feels, he didn't. And it's funny because after that I was just like, yes, I don't know what to do. And after dinner, he said, oh, let's just take a walk. And I love going for walks, like especially when it's not hot out. I love to just take a walk and talk, like that is my thing. So we went to Hongdae near exit 3. There's like this really it's like an outdoor sort of park. It's like a lot of grass that a lot of people sit on, but they weren't allowed to because of COVID. But you can see people walking their dogs. It's like this cute little like streams. Sometimes there's the fountain on, sometimes it's not. But yeah, so I've been there before, and I was like, oh cool. And it was funny because it's actually where me and my ex went walking and talking. Back in 2018, we had all went to the movies, and I was like, I don't think he likes me, because he wasn't really talking to me, he was talking to my friends more. So I was like, okay. I already talked about that in another video. But yeah, so we went there again, and we just sat on the bench and talked for like another 2 hours, I think, just talking. It just felt so natural and comfortable, and I was like I felt like I knew him for a long time. We were talking about anime and movies and music, and it was really funny. He had like a lot of weird random conspiracy theories and stuff, and he was very, very like out there and like a dreamer and very eccentric. That's one thing I can say. And, you know, there's no hard feelings or nothing like that. You know, one-sided crushes happens. It is what it is. He was telling me about how he wants to get into YouTube, and like how his dream is to like split his time between Korea and like somewhere else abroad, like to not just stay in Korea because the work is so toxic and all that stuff, which I've heard many Korean people agree with that it's their dream to move to Canada or Australia or London or somewhere to get away from the competitiveness. And in Korea you're expected to work like 6 days a week. You get Saturdays too. Like if you're behind on Friday, you better come in Saturday. That's just kind of like the work culture in Korea. And he was saying how he wants to get out of that and he wants to start a YouTube channel, and I was just talking about how I got started, trying to give tips and stuff. And we were actually gonna do videos together, but it got a little awkward for me when I'll keep that. Okay, that's later in the story. The end of the night, he takes a bus home, I take a bus home, and I'm kind of sitting there like, that went really well. Like, not for nothing, that went really well. But then I'm like, that went too well. I don't think he likes me. Like, I feel like we're just friends. And I was right.
Bitch, you guessed it. You was right.
He messaged me first, which I was not expecting. He's like, yo, like, oh my god, normally I'm shy when I meet somebody, but like with you it was so easy to talk to you. I was like, oh wow, that's so sweet, thank you for saying that. And I was like, you like ditto, like I agree. And I think I said something like, oh, like you're also cuter than I expected too. He's like, oh no, you're cuter than I expected. And I was just like, that was the little spark that gave me hope that, okay, maybe he likes me too. He said I was cute. But no, he's just being polite and returning the compliment, which that's a thing, people do it. And here's my, like, he already wasn't like a really strong texter. Like it would be hours in between replies. So I kind of just, here's my thing, people always like, oh sorry, I was busy, oh I didn't have my phone, I didn't see my phone. It's very rare that I've been so busy that I could not talk to somebody I wanted to talk to. So for me, like, if I don't hear from you for hours and hours or even days, then I just feel like, okay, you don't like me. So that's fine. But I kind of hate when people try to pop back up and it's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I was just so busy. I'm like, how are you so busy? Everybody constantly has their phone within arm's length. Like, your phone is always on you. You can't say good morning, good night, good evening, how'd you sleep, nothing. So that was kind of like my main sign. And he was like, yo, so next time we hang out, I was like, there's a next time? Like, I wasn't expecting that. And it was giving me hope. And I was just like, nah, I don't think he likes me. Like, that went too well. I like guys to be not too tall. Like, I know some girls like dudes to be like as tall, like 6'5", like tall. I don't like that. Ideal for me is like between 5'10" and 6 foot. I don't want you to be too tall. That's just, I don't know. I don't want to have to get a run and jump start if I want to give you a kiss. I don't want to have to stand on my tippy toes and extend my neck like a giraffe to give you a kiss. But at the same time, it's nice to know that I can wear, you know, a cute pair of heels and not have to wonder, will I be taller than him in these? Even the way he was dressed, it was like super casual, but it was my style. His haircut looked better in person than in the picture. Because I've never been like a fan of like the shaves on the sides. Like, an undercut is cool because the rest hangs over. I don't mind that. Like the Taeyang thing circa 2012, 2011. Wasn't really a fan of that, but you know, Taeyang is still big. So yeah, I was a little starstruck. He was not a celebrity. And he was wearing like this yin and yang necklace that had this deep meaning to him. I thought that was really cute. So anyway, the way I found out I was officially friend zoned is I just flat out said, like, I kind of feel like, you know, you don't really want to talk to me. And he was like, oh, you know, I don't want to give you the wrong idea, but I'm just looking for friends. I was like, ah, okay, you know, fair enough. It's just like I said, I kind of knew that, but when he was all like, oh, you're cute too, it gave me hope. And saying how like comfortable he felt around me gave me hope. It's especially hurtful to get to be like friend zoned in a situation where you weren't even looking for more than friendship. Like, I really was not. Like, it is very rare for me to meet a person, sparks flew, like, for me. I wish it was mutual, but it wasn't. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, for me, it was kind of me who decided to like not talk anymore because it was too awkward. Like, a one-sided thing where I'm like, oh my god, I like you, and then you tell me, oh yeah, it's not like that, I'm sorry. So I just kind of, I think he still would have been cool being friends, but it just, I didn't want that because I'm a baby. But one thing I did say, I was like, you know, if you're looking for friends, you know, maybe you should try Bumble BFF. He's like, there's a BFF, and I was like, yeah. Like, you just swipe at the top and you can switch between like biz, date, biz like for like networking, date for dating, and BFF for friendship. So, and in all fairness, I was on Bumble Date too. So yeah, I found my ideal type, not expecting to. Hopefully I will find someone like that who is interested in me as well. Like, we had good conversation. He was really funny. He was very attractive. I liked his haircut. We had a lot in common, a lot of goals, a lot of dreams. Like, the YouTube thing, the travel thing. We were the same age. He was a Virgo. He was 6 foot tall. So that was the time I got reverse catfished and friend zoned in Korea. If you're like in my channel membership, we kind of talked about this already, and they was like, it's okay, and oh, that's his loss. I'm like, thank you. But yeah, so that was just a little story time. I have not been on like dates, and that apparently wasn't a date, but to me, I wanted it to be a date. Now that I'm back in the States, because I'm thinking about going back to Korea in the fall for like a much shorter visit, only like a month or 3 weeks or something like that. But I just love the fall. I love to travel in Korea in the fall. So I will probably be back there soon and keep you up to date on my face healing. I got story times because I was just there for 5 months, so a lot of stuff happened. I got some vlogs I still want to show you, so I have a lot of stuff coming. Thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!